Hello, guys. My name is.
Not yet. Oh, is it live already? Oh, it's live.
Yeah, we are live.
Okay. I have to kind of speak loud because it's
Yeah.
we're far away.
Hello, guys. My name here is Pedro, and this is my friend John. And today we are here about MyFree.energy, and I'm interviewing John here about that. This interview is about the SEG energy generator that is based on a technology that was invented by John Searle back in the 50s and is now finally coming to light, and people are beginning to build these units. However, much money is needed to get this ball rolling. Crowdfunding is one of the way that which now technology can be made a reality and people's experience. We created MyFree.energy as a tool to help getting this going. John, if this kind of energy generator was invented back in the 50s, why did it take so long until now before it was used?
Well, as with many other things, and much technology that was discovered and had been developed, or not really developed, I guess, but discovered by people back in the 50s and 70s, actually through the years until just a couple of years ago. Anything that would help humanity by way of reducing our costs, or really helping us advance in ways that would limit the power of the central banks and the major corporations. Anything like that would be suppressed. And that's the reason this technology never came to light. It's been, they've been using it, like in the army. They would have been using it in some cases, maybe even a lot more cases than what we would be aware of. But it was never released to the public, and to us as the general public, it was always, we were kind of kept in the dark and made to believe that the conventional way of generating energy was really the only available way. So,
okay. Why is this type of energy better than the electricity that we have today?
well, okay, to understand that, let's look at the electricity the way it is today. Like, for one, we have all the electricity lines, which at times are hit by storms or lightning, or various ways that weather can affect and disrupt the service. Another thing about it is that we have monthly bills, and I'm sure many people would look at that and say, well, come on, we're used to that. Monthly bills, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Well, maybe there isn't anything wrong with that, except that if we could have it for free, then why would we have monthly bills? That's the question about that. And but then another thing is that under the agenda NATO's Agenda 21. The smart meters have been rolled out over the past number of years now. Those are part of the agenda of eliminating people. And now people don't realize this because this isn't advertised in the news. It's not something people will know. In order to know what these meters do, you can find that information on stopthecrime.net. That's one place you can find out what those meters actually do. The other thing is, so now that we have an idea that, first of all, it's dangerous to our health, this electricity that we're using.
Okay.
Because of the meters, it's dangerous to our health. Expensive, disruptive. Okay. So those are some of the factors that we now have. Now, what's better about the Searle effect generator? Well, it is healthy energy, first of all.
Okay.
Matter of fact, there was a person who had cancer when there was, I believe, 3 units had been created, or actually made. And what John Searle did, he gave one of the units to a person who was diagnosed with cancer, not expected to live much longer.
Okay.
And having this unit nearby him, he actually was cured of cancer because of the clean energy, the healthy energy that the unit creates, you know, in its surrounding.
Okay.
So that's health-wise. And now the next thing is that it's free. It's free, right?
Yeah.
And the next thing is that it's never disrupted. It does not. It has no wearing parts that it wears out or anything like that. It's free. And it doesn't get disrupted. No weather disrupts it unless some severe earthquake would, you know, whatever, you know, it destroy the house or something, that maybe by that the unit would be, you know, destroyed. But it's not. It's never disrupted.
Okay.
So
John Searle really did a good invention of this one.
that's. I believe that's the best invention for power generation ever made.
Yeah.
Even better than solar panels or these windmills or anything like that.
It can also be disrupted by storms and wind.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If this energy is so great, why don't we have it already then?
Well, again, now it's been a couple of years since it came to light to the general public, since the information was made available.
Yeah.
But of course, we know that companies that sell electricity and bill people monthly for it, they are terrified of this type of thing coming to light and the general public tapping into it, because how are they going to bill us for it?
Yeah.
It's a free energy that there's no way of billing people for it.
Well, that sounds about it, right?
Yeah, but that's really why it hasn't been. Now people have been. They are making these units now. But it's slow. It's a slow process because we need a lot more money to have these things developed and built faster and to roll them out to the public.
Okay. So you came up with this MyFree.energy. What purpose will it serve?
Well, MyFree.energy is a funding program for this. There are many people in the world that don't even have power or energy or electricity, we would say.
Yeah.
And it's because they are, they are deprived of it because they don't have the money to pay a monthly bill.
Yeah.
And so so the idea of MyFree.energy is to get people who are able to see the advantage that this type of energy will bring to the world, and will pitch in on helping with the development, as well as the delivery and installation of it, so people can begin to use it.
Okay.
And what the idea is to do here is to begin in several countries at pretty much the same time, and the parts would likely be made either in the U.S. or in Canada, or well, they're already being made in the U.S. and probably in Canada. I think they're already started as well. But we would have to increase. Have more locations where they're being made, and then we would have the parts sent to the different areas in the world, which the first ones would likely be the Philippines, possibly Bolivia, Belize, maybe. Anyway, a few countries like that, several more actually, and but that's where we would begin to assemble them.
Yeah.
And then also distribute them and install them, and also one of the benefits that I want to give to the people who do sign up for the unit, or do an investment of at least 500 or more, 5,000 or more is what I meant, is that they would receive a unit even while we're distributing them in other countries, but they would be on the list to receive a unit once we roll them out.
Okay.
Okay.
And how is MyFree.energy going to get the SET unit to people who need them most?
And now that is a thing where we have people that are going to overlook projects in each place where our footprints are.
Yeah.
People will be managing the projects, and of course this means that there's going to be opportunities available for people as well, because there may be some very good people who are very good at managing. They will be able to take on a management position in somewhere where these units are being rolled out and like assembled and so on and rolled out.
Okay.
And then of course there will be local shops wherever we assemble them and so on.
All right.
So those are things that are going to be fulfilled as we get there.
Okay. Are people going to be able to donate using TBC or other cryptocurrencies?
Yes. At TBC, we will accept donations in TBC up to $100 per donation.
Okay.
Also, with $200 worth of TBC, we will actually, now, let me just say this so that it's not confusing for people.
Okay.
Because what we want to do is we want to also promote TBC, because TBC is so much needed in the world to alleviate of that poverty that people are in.
Okay.
And so what we're doing every step of the way, we are incorporating TBC as much as possible. And so therefore we are accepting the smaller donations in TBC. Now, we could do it all in TBC if TBC was already fully usable everywhere. But because it's not, there is too much reliance on fiat money at this point. So therefore,
it needs to be more adapted, right? Everywhere TBC.
That's right.
Okay.
So in order to spread that adoption as well, what we're doing is when any donations that are 200 or more, $200 or more worth of a donation, we then give back to the donor 50% of the donation worth in TBC.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does to me. Yeah, sure. How about when people buy the SEG unit? Will they be able to use TBC or cryptocurrency?
Yes, actually, the entire unit will be purchasable by cryptocurrencies, except now here's the thing. What we want to do is we want to accept the a portion of the payment in TBC anyways. So let's say a person doesn't have, they have hardly any money, and we're trying to help them with the unit. Well, that means now we can give them the free gift of TBC cookies rewards.
Yeah.
The cookies, which then they can redeem for TBC coin and pay us partial payment in TBC coin. Now that's going to reduce the price of the unit, and then of course the rest of it is going to be needed in fiat money, so that we can reduce the amount of crowdfunding that we need. We want this to be self-sufficient as soon as possible.
So are you accepting fiat money at all then for the system? Like, because you were mentioning if they don't have TBC, then you can help them with that. But are you gonna accept fiat at all if they don't have crypto?
Yes, we do. Fiat money at this point, we're going to handle it. It basically, we would handle it person to person.
Yeah.
Either if it's somebody local that we know, then obviously we would arrange that they pay us in cash, or we make it a bank transfer or something like that. Or if it is here in Canada or the US, we can make arrangements to be paid, for us to receive the donation in some way, whether it's either through PayPal or a bank transfer, something like that.
Okay.
But that is how we will accept fiat money at this point.
Okay. And what countries would MyFree.energy begin to assemble and install the SER unit?
Well, I believe one of the first places is going to be in the Philippines.
Okay.
And the next one, very likely, Bolivia.
Okay.
And then the next one is very likely going to be Mexico or Belize. We'll have to kind of feel where things go.
Yeah.
Because I know people in many of these places, and people who have the capability of producing them, or assembling them, I should say, and of course we would work with them to make sure that the rollout is happens in accordance with,
Okay.
so that things all work together.
Yeah.
Basically.
And how will MyFree.energy provide the funding to get this project rolling?
Good question. Good question. I believe that the inspiration for this project, it came to me in a very clear manner. It is a very, very large project, and the purpose that it will serve is we could hardly measure that in money amounts. And I believe that many people will see the advantage of the two things that we're creating, that we're bringing wealth to people at the same time while we're providing energy that is efficient, that is healthy, and is non-disruptive.
Okay.
Those are factors that are just of such high value that I believe it will be easy to find crowdfunding for it. I believe there are many people that will easily see the value of the project and therefore are going to be willing to invest. Not only that, but people who invest anything above $200,
yeah,
when they receive 50% back in TBC, they have just received way more than they're giving.
Okay, yeah.
The benefit, the way off, even that they only receive in TBC is already far, far more than what they just gave in fiat money. It's huge. If they understand TBC at all, they will realize that.
Yeah, I believe it will. Okay, are there other issues that the SEG type of energy will solve based on eliminating those monthly bills?
Yes. Of course, that's one of the reasons we're doing this. For the past number of years, the banking cartels, they have been putting pressure on more and more and more, tighter. All laws, regulations,
yeah,
insurances, all kinds of things like that, always in the name of making things better for us, making things more secure for us. They have been squeezing us tighter and tighter and tighter so that it makes life more and more difficult for us to afford. That's been their strategy.
By lies. They're all lies, right?
Yes, those are all lies. But not to mention NATO's Agenda 21. If people would educate themselves a little bit about what I'm talking about, what the Agenda 21 means, those are the things that we're eliminating by spreading out TBC and as well as these free energy units.
Okay.
Because there's two things that we no longer need the so-called government to supply. We no longer will need their services, because when you get free energy, that eliminates the need for burning fuel in your cars. It eliminates the electricity bill on your house. It eliminates the fuel bill on your house for heating. Those are all expenses that are gone.
Okay.
And with spreading the wealth of TBC, we also no longer need their monetary system, which has kept us bound to them all of this time.
Wow.
Once we have eliminated all of those needs for our reliance upon them, they basically can't control us anymore.
They're douche.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. They will lose their control on us, which they should have never ever gained in the first place.
Yeah.
I believe that we are free people, and there's no reason why any one of us should ever be in bondage to anybody else.
No, there's no need for that. But we have been brainwashed, really, to believe or to just capture us, right?
That's right. Slave. Yes. Yeah. So that is what we're accomplishing with this project. Now, I know that in some countries, the laws are a lot more, how should we say, enforced a lot more than in other countries. Like, for instance, in Mexico, it would be easy to roll out these units.
Okay.
It'd be easy, and Bolivia it'd be easy, and the Philippines it'd be easy. There are many countries where many of the people are actually below the level of being able to pay energy bills in the first place. And so in doing this, we can help them out. And also in those countries, the laws are not enforced nearly as harshly as they are in US and here in England and Australia, some of those countries. But
yeah, and then other countries will hear about what is happening with these units, right? And
yeah.
Like neighbor countries or any other countries.
Yeah, but what I'm seeing happening here is that what we're going to have to do to introduce it here in Canada and the US and so on, in Australia, New Zealand, those type of places, is to sell them to farmers and as a backup unit kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
That is what we would do. We would sell them that way, and pretty soon the laws will weaken, because people are going to see that they don't need to pay for energy.
Yeah.
And this is going to affect the law enforcement, because not only will these units start showing up and people be able to use them on the farm and so on, but they will begin to realize there are countries where there are so many of these units you can't allow them anymore.
Yeah, it's so much about everything is like where they have gotten us is everything so much about the law, right? Like
yeah.
People gotta be operating by the law. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So around it, but everything that you do.
Yeah, it happens in the schools. The schools are indoctrination camps where people basically learn that you have to be a very, very law-abiding citizen. Don't think for yourself. Don't do anything without asking the law. Don't Well, that's how they have captured us. Yeah. To think that we're dumb, we don't know how to do anything, we can't do anything. You know how it often is, you go to you ask for something that's not all that common, well, you very quickly get a chain reaction of saying, well, my hands are tied.
Yeah.
And well, you go to their supervisor, my hands are tied too. Well, pretty soon you realize everybody's hands are tied.
Yeah.
And well, man, get
tied to what?
Yeah, as if everybody is walking your own handcuff. and that's no way to live. No. There's no way to live. We are free people. We are individuals with freedom. So why is somebody, thinking that they have the right to to bind us.
No, they don't have.
So
They have no rights to do that.
this is why we have created this program to get things rolling and get that. You know, we want people to enjoy their freedom.
Okay, thanks, John, for answering all my questions. And
You're welcome. So if you're watching this video on YouTube or well, that's probably the only place you'll see it, unless other people have it posted somewhere else. Maybe we'll post it in other places too, on Steemit, on we'll probably post it in some areas there too. So anyway, thank you for watching, and do check out the links below. If you aren't in TBC yet, well, you can certainly get a free wallet there. Also, you can check out more about, educate yourself a little bit more about this unit that we're talking about, that we're going to start rolling out in many places. And by all means, if you can see the value that we're providing, then go to the link that says mission help or something like that. I forget right now what the link is called.
what link are you talking about?
The second one there. We'll have a look and see what that link is exactly called. I forget what I named it.
Why is this type of energy better than
No, on the website. MyFree.energy.com.
on the website? What link?
The second link in the menu,
Oh, in the menu.
in the navigation menu.
Project help.
Project help, right.
Okay.
So if you find the information valuable enough, and you want to get involved with the project, then go ahead and click that project help link and select your amount that you want to pitch in, and give us some Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash or Dash. What else? What other one do I have there? There's one more. Litecoin.
Litecoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Dash.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching again, and we'll look forward to getting your help. And please leave comments under this video. Subscribe and hit the like button, and leave us comments. I would enjoy having some feedback. Thank you so much. Peace.
Peace.